Well. It's Wednesday at 5 p.m., the day before Thanksgiving. What's the date today? The 27th of November. Welcome to another episode of the Tip Balls Podcast. We're going to do a couple things today. We got a Week 13 preview. Well, not necessarily a preview. We're going to go over all of the games tomorrow. There's 3 games tomorrow. We want to hear your fantasy questions. Ask us your fantasy questions in the chat. And you know what? We're probably going to give away more tickets today. We got another set of tickets to give away to tomorrow's football game. The Chicago Bears come to Ford Field to take on the Detroit Lions in the Thanksgiving Day Classic. 12:30 on CBS. Tony Romo and Jim Nantz on the call. And yeah, it's a Detroit tradition, though. The man to my right saying things that are awful is the one and only Uncle Sam.
I just don't want to hear Tony Romo on Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody.
On the ones and twos. Behind the decks today, coated in his own goo, per usual, we have the one and only Bruce, the tugboat, Venditti.
Hello.
Do you guys know his real name is Augustino?
Isn't that crazy?
Sam, unfortunately, is on a plane back from Florida, so he can make Thanksgiving for with his family tomorrow. That being said, thank you, Sam, for giving us another set of tickets to give away. We love it. We're happy you guys are here. And, yeah, welcome aboard. Before we get going, real quick, I want to hear what everyone's plans are for tomorrow. Uncle Sam, you said you're cooking.
Go ahead.
What are you cooking?
Turkey.
That's it?
All the fixings, you know.
Turkey with all the fixings.
Little kapusta, a little bit of fucking sweet potatoes.
Can you, since it's been a year, can you please explain the Polish side dish known as kapusta to our people?
That's just something that we do every year.
Yeah, but what is it?
It's shell noodles with sauerkraut, a lot of black pepper and butter, and bacon. Chopped up bacon. And you cook it.
It sounds good. This is the third time I've heard about kapusta, and one day, probably Christmas, I'm going to show up at some point. I'm gonna.
It's amazing.
Very much hear what kapusta is all about. I heard your sister makes the best kapusta.
Well, actually, my mother does, but yeah.
Oh, your mother. That's okay.
She got the recipe from my mom.
Hey,
we're all pretty good at making it now.
Sam wants you to cheer up there.
What?
Sam wants you to cheer up.
Cheer up?
He's in the chat.
The fuck does that mean, cheer up?
He says cheer up.
Anyway.
He's in the chat.
Yeah. Kapusta's a shit, dude.
Bruce?
By the way, Sam, you spelled kapusta wrong.
Bruce, what do you guys do tomorrow? Is Christopher in town?
He is in town. He just came in town today, actually.
That's exciting.
Tomorrow, I don't know what time I'm waking up, but go down to the parade, see Santa Claus, enjoy some alcoholic beverages, and go to the Lions game. That's pretty much it. Come home, eat some turkey and ham.
Very nice. Sam, go ahead and comment in the chat what you're doing tomorrow.
We already know what he's doing. Go ahead.
Why don't we jump right in? I'll tell you this much. We're going to give away another set of tickets today. We're excited to do it. Thank you, Sam, again, for another giveaway. We're probably going to keep giving away tickets throughout the year. Please stay tuned to the podcast. It's the only way to find out if we're giving away tickets or not. We have fun here. I already told you that the other day. But here's the deal. We want to hear your fantasy questions. If you have any fantasy dilemmas going into it's a crucial week for some of you. If you're still in it, you're either fighting for a playoff spot or you're trying to maintain a playoff spot, or there's a chance you might be out of it. But you never know. There's still 2 weeks left, I think, give or take for most people. So we want to hear your fantasy questions. There's 3 games tomorrow. Lions are hosting the Bears at Ford Field at 12:30, as I already mentioned. At 4:30, the Giants, with Drew Lock, by the way, not Tommy DeVito, are heading to AT&T Stadium to take on the Cowboys in Dallas. That's the varsity plays at 12:30. Let's get that out of the way. And then the nightcap is actually really good as the Dolphins head to Lambeau to take on the Packers with 2 scalding hot teams. I think if the Dolphins lose, they're probably done. Uncle Sam, what do you think?
I don't know. That AFC is pretty shitty. I think they could even lose and still be in it.
Yeah, maybe they could.
Yeah.
Who needs that game more, the Packers or the Dolphins?
Oh, Dolphins.
Yeah.
Dolphins. By far the Dolphins. Packers are in it no matter what right now.
They're in the playoffs.
Their record's good enough to get them in.
They're in the playoffs, but they need to win the division. So, fun fact for you: Tua is and I got to get the actual number. He's never won a game all time in temperatures that are below 45 degrees. It's supposed to be 25 to 30 tomorrow in Green Bay. What do we think? Zero chance?
No, I think they got a good chance of winning.
Yeah, I think they're playing well.
40 degrees ain't that cold, dude, especially when you're running around. You know what? I would say if it was in the, late, 20s or 30s, then I would say, all right, it's going to make a difference. But 45 is almost 50 degrees. Those guys are going to be running around, and you're not even going to feel it.
It's going to be below 30. That's the problem.
Yeah, it ain't.
And below 46 degrees.
What, tomorrow night?
Tomorrow night in Green Bay. It's going to be cold.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
And it's even, his record is still bad if you factor in below like 49 degrees. Like if you go below 50 degrees, he's still not very good. I think he's got 3 wins outdoors all time. All I hear is no better time to break a streak. Something's got to give there, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Let's start there. So I think that's probably the game of the day on paper. Chicago and Detroit should be pretty good because the Bears, we've talked about it before. The Eberflus Bears, as bad as they have been, have had the Campbell Lions number since Dan Campbell has become the head coach of the Lions. That being said, I still think the nightcap is the best game. 8:20. Is this on? Does anyone know if this is an Amazon game? I don't know. Anyways,
I have no idea.
So the Packers are favored by 3.5. The over/under is 47.5. What are our thoughts? Bruce, do you want to go first?
I'll go last.
Uncle Sam? Packers favored by 3.5 at home over the Dolphins, which I feel like is a low number.
You know what? I'm going to take the Packers in this game.
You're going to take the Packers?
I'm going to take the Packers in this game.
Packers to win, Packers to cover.
Packers to win.
You got any props that you like?
I'm taking the over.
The over, 47.5.
I think it's going to be a shootout.
And do you have any props that you like?
I don't promote gambling, but I am going to get me the guy just destroyed me last week, the Josh Jacobs anytime touchdown.
Not bad. Sam, if you can hear us, put your pick in the chat. Looks like you have Ashton Doolin for the win. Dolphins win and make themselves relevant again, Sam says.
Anyway.
Okay. Sam's taking the Dolphins.
Money line in the over is what he said.
Dolphins money line in the over. Okay. I am going to go with the Packers. I think they're hard to pick against at home. I don't think the Dolphins are going to have the defensive juice in the end. Even though their defense is playing well, I don't think they're going to have the defensive juice to keep up in this game. They're going to need to score points, and it's going to be hard for them to score points in the cold, in my opinion. It just seems like Tua always finds a way to play himself out of games like these. So give me the Packers to win. I actually do like the Dolphins to cover that number. Maybe something in the back door. Maybe kick a field goal to make it a one-score game at the end, or a less than 3.5-point game at the end. I am also going to go with I'm going to go with the under. My props I like in this game, I'm sticking with it. Jonnu Smith anytime. It's hit in 2 straight weeks. I think it's going to hit again. On the Packers side of things, did you already say Josh Jacobs?
I did.
I'm going to double down on that. I think this is a big Josh Jacobs game. That's how you beat the Dolphins, is you have to be able to effectively run the ball.
Sam said Tyreek anytime.
Tyreek Hill anytime for Sam.
Anyway.
Bruce?
Surprisingly, I'm going to take the Fins as well. And
I love that. I hope you both are right.
That's
That's
what I'm going for here. That's what I'm going for.
Yeah, it'd be ideal. Nothing's better. I'd be extra thankful tomorrow if the Packers pulled a loss out. That'd be outstanding. Let's do really quick. Let's do some.
Just putting his picks in.
He's putting them all in.
Yeah, we haven't even gotten to that game yet.
Let's do some fantasy football questions. We have some fantasy questions in the chat, which please send us your fantasy questions. Even if you're here for tickets, that's what we do on Wednesdays. We answer fantasy questions. We want to know about your team. We'll rate your team for you. We want to know if you have a lineup decision that you need. If doom or gloom, we'll do that. We're just as good as AJ and Big Justice over here. But the first fantasy question we have is Jaden Daniels or Jalen Hurts. I believe Jaden Daniels is taking on the I think they're at home. Jaden Daniels is taking on the Titans at home, who actually have a good pass defense. And then obviously Jalen Hurts is going to Baltimore. Uncle Sam, what do you think about that? Jaden Daniels or Jalen Hurts?
I like Daniels. Daniels against the Titans.
Why?
I just do. I think last week he really struggled early on in that game and then turned it up right at the end. So I actually like him, especially from a fantasy standpoint.
Okay, I'm with you. I like Jaden Daniels, but I'm going to take the counter. I like Jaden Daniels because I think Jalen Hurts just didn't. He's as good as he's looked the last couple months. That was a decent defense that he faced on Sunday. And they needed to run the ball effectively to get the job done. I think the offense went through Saquon, and I think we're going to see more of the offense going through Saquon against Baltimore. Because if Jalen Hurts does have to pass the ball against a bad Ravens secondary, I feel like there's going to be some erratic throws or something like that in there. Something feels good about Jaden Daniels. I've been saying for weeks how the Commanders need a win, and it starts with him. So I think that the Commanders get the job done, just a little bit of a preview, and I also think that Jaden Daniels is probably the safer play. What else do we have in here? McBride or Goddard on Sunday? Again, Goddard is going to Baltimore, and then the Cardinals are taking on the...
Yeah, Roquan Smith is out, though. So
Cardinals are going to Minnesota. No? Cardinals are going to Minnesota. I don't know about Roquan Smith. I thought
he was out.
It's early.
He didn't play the other day.
Didn't play Monday.
So, you know what? You might want to do Goddard if they're playing.
And Goddard's been good.
Goddard's
been good. But here's why I'm going to go against that. I like Trey McBride. Trey McBride has been very good this year, and I don't even think he scored a touchdown. He hasn't been touchdown dependent. So he gets yards. I think he's the number one look for Kyler Murray. And something feels good about Kyler Murray indoors. I think Kyler Murray fares better indoors. And the Vikings, as hot as their defense started at the beginning of the year, it's been getting, even though they've won games, it's been getting gashed since then. I think they're over 25 points a game the last 3 weeks. So give me Trey McBride. James Conner or Bucky Irving? Bucky Irving this week, I think, is a really good play. I keep seeing it. Panthers' run defense is like one of the worst in goal line, and I think that the Bucs are going to hand the ball off a lot to Bucky Irving. Whereas, let's see, Minnesota's run defense has also been getting gashed, but I think it's going to be more of a Kyler game. So, what do you think, Bucky Irving or James Conner, Uncle Sam?
Actually, Irving was tearing it up last week. I kind of like where he's headed.
Mm-hmm. He's out snapping.
I'm going to go with him.
Bucky Irving is out snapping. What's his face? Rashad White right now.
Yeah.
So
no, I agree with that because he's really turned it up. So
yeah. What else we have? Ashton Dulin or Trenton Irwin? What do you think, Uncle Sam?
Well, you know who I'm going to go with.
Ashton Dulin.
Trenton Irwin.
Trenton Irwin for Uncle Sam. Let's pick the 4:00 game. God, this is bad. It for years people were complaining about the Lions being on Thanksgiving because they always lose. Meanwhile, they usually play some pretty good games. Like even last year, they had 4 turnovers, but it was still a good game. They were still in it. This is bad. The Giants head to Dallas to take on the Cowboys. The Giants are getting 3.5 points. The over-under is 37.5. Drew Lock is officially starting for the New York Giants, and it's going to be another week, third week of Cooper Rush for the Cowboys. I think he's done enough at this point to silence the Trey Lance calls, which doesn't make any sense. By the way, while we're talking Dallas, did you happen to see what Jerry Jones said yesterday?
About?
Mike McCarthy.
What about him?
You ready?
What's he going to bring him back?
He's talking about potentially bringing him back, and we haven't ruled it out yet. And we've been in talks. I don't think they've been in talks, but he hasn't ruled out an extension for Mike McCarthy yet. But now's your chance. Now's your time to shine right now.
My time to shine?
Mm-hmm.
What can I say, dude? I mean, he's handicapped, obviously. If he's just clinging on to dear life, hoping God he could trip over a Super Bowl again. It doesn't look like it's going to happen in his lifetime.
Real quick, we have some in TikTok. We have some. From Mo, should I start Kieran Williams over Neighbors? Yes, I love Kieran Williams this week.
Yeah, he didn't do much last week.
He didn't, but so this week Neighbors is going against a decent defense with. I mean, do you trust his rapport with Drew Lock? I personally don't. Whereas, hold on one second. I'm trying to pull up. The Saints defense has been getting gashed on the ground. Like that's how they've been folding as teams effectively running the ball. So I think there's a very good chance for Kieran Williams to pop off. It's indoors. There's a lot to like about Kieran Williams. Are you with me on that one? Kieran Williams over Neighbors?
Yes.
From Aaron Rungazri, Arnon Ruangazri, he said sit one, Terry McLaurin, Cortland Sutton, Mike Evans, or Jackson Smith and Jigba. I know the two that I would consider. Terry McLaurin and Cortland Sutton. Cortland Sutton's he's wide receiver 5, I think, right now. He's had a touchdown in straight weeks. I'm starting Cortland Sutton.
Yeah.
I'm starting Jackson Smith and Jigba, who's arguably the hottest receiver in the league at the moment. Mike Evans might be the one to sit.
Really?
It's tricky because again, they're playing a weak team, right? They're playing Carolina, whose defense has looked improved. It's tricky. So it's for me, it's going to be Mike Evans or Terry McLaurin. For the reason we said at the beginning of the show,
he's not the number one option. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, he's not. But he's getting 8 to 10 targets a game, and he's converting 6 to 8 of those targets. Yeah. So it's there, and he's become their red zone option.
Yeah, but I mean, nobody's getting them 3 guys you just said. McLaurin's the number one option. He's going to get the majority of the targets.
You and I agree that McLaurin is due to pop. Like, of course, he had a big game last week, but it all came in the fourth quarter. At some point, the Commanders have to figure out that they have Terry McLaurin and that he's been good this year.
Right.
So Mike Evans would be the one that I bench, I think, if I'm benching one of them. Njoku or Laporta this week, I love Sam Laporta this week. I think Sam Laporta, the Bears defense, I think gives up second most points to tight ends. You'll have to fact check me on that, but they're up there. And Laporta, I thought looked good last week. They were running screens with him. Yeah. Give me Sam Laporta for that one. What do you think?
Yeah, Laporta.
Let's see. Flex Jonnu, Rico Dowdle, or Roma Dunze from Andrew Zimmel.
Jonnu Smith. Yeah, I know. It sounds weird. You're going to flex a tight end. I would.
Yeah, I like Jonnu Smith. He's been good.
I did that a few weeks ago.
I've been starting K-Dot and George Kittle, so I don't think it's that weird. Jonnu Smith's hot. What's not to like? Chase Brown or Chuba Hubbard, that's actually a really tough call. It's going to be Chase Brown because of the PPR option. I think if you have Chase Brown, he's on a lot of love lists this week because he catches a lot of passes.
Yeah. The last game he played that I watched, he was just dominant, dude.
Yeah.
Running the ball, catching the ball. I was like, damn, he's looking good.
Yeah, and surprisingly, as good as Pittsburgh is this year, a lot of their defense comes from their pass rush. So I think Chase Brown could actually do work against the Pittsburgh front. In fact, it happened. Look what Nick Chubb did last week in the snow. Should be a great game for Chase Brown if he's utilized properly. Got another one here. They're starting to file in TikTok. Metcalf or Cortland Sutton? Rest of season.
Sutton.
Cortland Sutton the rest of season. You look at the emergence of. Yeah. I like Metcalf because I think the Seahawks they should make the playoffs, and they're making a good push right now. But Cortland Sutton has just been on fire.
I think they're going to win their division.
You think the Broncos are or the
Seahawks?
Yeah, I think they can win.
They're going to win their division. If they can pull out a couple more wins, they got it.
Yeah, I think they're. Honestly, I
got one here in Jigma or Connor in the flex.
From Jackson Smith and Jigba.
Yeah, I would go in Jigba.
Derrick Henry or Josh Jacobs?
Oh, wow.
It's Derrick Henry.
You know what? I'm going to tell you something, dude. I love Josh Jacobs this week.
There it is.
Dude, he was a monster last week, dude.
Aiden, I'm going with if you have Derrick Henry, like he didn't even need a touchdown last week, and he still ended up with 120 yards.
Yeah.
There's a lot to like, but yeah, I mean, Josh Jacobs should be a good play. I'll say this much: the Dolphins' front has looked a lot better. I think if they win the game, they're going to have to do it with Waddle and Hill, but you got good options there. Would you trade Neighbors, Kieran Williams, and Bucky Irving for Chase Brown, CeeDee Lamb, and Tyrone Tracy. I'm
Yes.
a lot lower on Tyrone Tracy now than I was 2 weeks ago. I still think he's pretty good. CD has held up just fine with Cooper Rush. And Chase Brown's probably the centerpiece of that deal.
Yeah.
I don't know. Gun to my head, I would do that. It just depends on how much you need to change it up. I would just look at the matchups going forward, and I would play the we don't have what do we have, a month left of fantasy football, month and a half at most for some people. So I would
3 weeks.
I would defer to for some people it's 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I would defer to rest of the season rankings going forward on that one to see who if you're coming out on the better end of the deal. Brock Purdy or Justin Herbert this week. It sounds like Purdy is going to play, and the Niners need a win, but it's in potentially the snow in Buffalo on Sunday night, whereas Justin Herbert, where are the Chargers this week? Is going to Atlanta, and their defenses look bad. Justin Herbert. I thought Monday was a one-off. They probably could have won the game if they played a little better in the second half, so I'm going with Justin Herbert, and I think you agree with me on that one, Herbert over Purdy.
Yeah.
Let's see. Sorry. Shout out to everyone on TikTok. I'm trying to keep up in real time. It's rolling in quick. Juwan Jennings, Tank Tell, Jamison Williams, and Taysom Hill start two. I feel like if you have Taysom Hill, you're starting him right now.
Right.
And then I don't like Jennings for the reason I just said. Purdy's banged up, and it's going to be a snow game. Might be tough for Jennings. I don't love anything about Houston right now. Like Tank Dell hasn't strung together the couple weeks like we thought he would have. Give me J-Mo. I think tomorrow could be a big J-Mo game. I think J-Mo could pop off. He's going to draw the lesser of the two corners, which I believe is what's the other corner's name? I can't remember. Johnson, the Bears' second corner. CB2.
Oh,
The one that blew it on the Hail Mary.
yeah. I can't.
That's who J-Mo's going to draw tomorrow. And J-Mo, by the way, is creating more separation on his second move than any receiver in the league. I think he's looked really reliable the last couple weeks. So give me J-Mo and give me J-Mo and give me Taysom Hill. Metcalf or Sutton, we already did that. Jonathan Taylor or Terry McLaurin in the flex. That's a tough one. Jonathan Taylor's been so bad. I would go with Terry McLaurin. You bank on the upside of Terry McLaurin.
He's gonna really get some targets too this week. So
Jonathan Taylor has had one run over 10 yards in his last like 30 carries. It's not looking good for him right now. And I think that having Anthony Richardson back and taking running snaps away from him just hurts him a little more.
I got one here. Aaron Jones, Chase Brown, Tony Pollard. Start one in the flex. He has Barkley and Curran Williams.
Chase Brown.
Starters.
Chase Brown.
I like Chase Brown there.
Chase Brown's on fire right now. And if you look, like most fantasy rankings for Week 13 have Chase Brown as a top 10 play over those guys. Chase Brown for certain.
Chase Brown.
Metcalf or Zay Flowers at the flex. I actually like Metcalf.
Over Flowers?
Yeah, I don't love the matchup of Ravens receivers versus. I think the Eagles secondary has actually been very good. I love what Quinion Mitchell's been doing and Cooper DeJean, and then of course Slay. I don't know if Slay's going to play; he's got a concussion, but it just feels like you never know who that Ravens pass catcher. There's one that goes off every game. It's either Deontay Johnson, one of the tight ends, or Flowers, and there's one that goes off every game, but it's so hard to predict. Whereas Metcalf, you have that boomer bust potential, but like the boom's usually a 60-yard touchdown, and they're looking better. Seattle's looking better. Give me Metcalf. Start DK or Marvin Harrison Jr. That's tough. Still Metcalf on that one. I'm with
Marvin
you.
Harrison's just been really, really. I don't know what it is. He hasn't been able to build a rapport with Murray, and it's not there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see it. I haven't seen it. You see it, flashes of it here and there, but not consistently. I wouldn't waste my time.
Derrick Henry or Mike Evans? Derrick Henry, without question. Right?
Yeah.
Jonathan Taylor or Terry McLaurin? Already did it. It's Terry McLaurin. Rate my team. Josh Jacobs, Kieran Williams, Bucky Irving as his RB3, of course. Justin Jefferson, Cooper Kupp, K-Dot, and Malik Neighbors. Mo, you better be in first place or near it. You better be in the playoffs because that's a very good team. You have quarterback, top 3 quarterback. two top 10 running backs. Bucky Irving, who's emerging. Justin Jefferson's picking up where he's left off. Cooper Kupp has been reliable since he's been back. Kate Otton's been good. I don't know. Maybe pair Bucky Irving and Neighbors to see if you can upgrade somewhere. I don't know, but that's a really good team. Keep it going, brother. I need to know. This is from Eddie. Easy. I don't know, brother. I need to know. Hold on to Jonathan Brooks, or is it over? Chuba Hubbard has just been so good that I think it's hard to invest in Jonathan Brooks without seeing Jonathan Brooks, because Chuba Hubbard's been a top. Could we say top 12? Could we say a top 12 running back in the league?
So.
He's been very good. Jonathan Taylor or Pickens, Otten or Taysom Hill.
Jonathan Taylor.
I like Pickens.
Man is too inconsistent.
Pickens is inconsistent, but he's been better since Russ has been back, and he gets the targets. Like, his targets are going up. Whereas I feel like Jonathan Taylor is just in a rut right now. I don't know. That's not a good option either way. Cade Otten or Taysom Hill. I think we're both in agreement. It's probably Taysom Hill right now. But I love Cade Otten, and I think Cade Otten's got a very good matchup this week. The Panthers give up the second most points to tight ends. So if you have Cade Otten, you're probably starting him. But I don't know. Taysom Hill's still pretty good. Terry McLaurin or Pittman? Terry McLaurin. We're in agreement there.
McLaurin.
Is Hill's going to pop off for Thanksgiving? Which Hill are you talking about? Tyreek Hill? I feel like Tyreek Hill, since Tua has been back, is due for that major breakout game. I like the Packers secondary. I don't like their corners as much as I like their safeties. So yeah, maybe he will, because I think they need Tyreek Hill to win. I think that it goes through Tua and his pass catchers tomorrow, and not through not through the running backs. So yeah, I like Tyreek Hill. What do you think, Uncle Sam?
Yeah, I think he'll. You know what? He hasn't really done anything. I mean, he's been really, really quiet this year, and understandably so. He just needs to focus on football.
Here's a good one from Cesar Torres in TikTok. I have Nakua, McLaurin, Jackson Smith and Jigba, and J-Mo. Choose two. I'm going with Puka Nakua and Jackson Smith and Jigba. You like McLaurin over those two?
Yeah.
And who else? McLaurin and who?
And Jigba.
Alejandro Torres says start one, flex one, Jackson Smith and Jigba, Tyreek Hill, or Sutton. Wow, that's actually really tough.
I actually like Sutton and
Jackson Smith and Jigba. Oh, you like Tyreek Hill? I like Jackson Smith and Jigba. I'm riding the hot hands there. I feel like here at the point of the season, those are two teams that need wins too, in the Broncos and the Seahawks. Of course, the Dolphins do as well, but like you're asking a lot of Tyreek Hill. I feel like he's poised to pop off. It's coming.
Yes.
Is it going to come tomorrow night in Green Bay?
40-point game is coming.
Yeah, I agree.
It's just a matter of time.
Terry McLaurin, Quentin Johnson, or Michael Pittman. We'll say it on three. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Terry McLaurin, right?
Yeah, Quentin Johnson. I mean,
tough Monday for
he's
Quentin
not
Johnson.
even the highest targeted guy on his team. I mean, come on, dude.
Yeah, that was a tough game.
McConkey's higher targeted than he is.
Start two. Tyreek Hill, Terry McLaurin, Calvin Ridley.
Not Ridley.
The first two.
Not Ridley.
Yeah, the first two. Tyreek Hill and Terry McLaurin. Okay, start two. Cooper from Max. Start two. Cooper Kupp, Tyreek Hill, DK Metcalf, or Cortland Sutton.
Tyreek Hill and
Sutton and Tyreek. Yeah, I like that.
For this week, anyway.
Sutton, Pickens, and Tracy. Pick two. Probably Sutton and Tracy. Are you with me on that one?
Yeah.
Bucky Irving or Calvin Ridley at flex. Bucky Irving, if you have him, you're starting him this week against Panthers defense. Yeah, you're starting him. Raider Nation, shout out to you, brother. Good to see you in the chat. Need two RB and flex. Kieran Williams, Josh Jacobs, Jackson Smith and Jigba, Justin Jefferson, Garrett Wilson, PPR. So he need RB2 and flex. So you only have one running back to choose from out of there.
Gotta put Josh Jacobs in.
I'm picking Kieran Williams.
I was
Really?
I was gonna say the same thing.
Yeah, Kieran Williams is supposed to go off this week by all measures, and he's due. So I like Kieran
I'll
Williams
tell
there.
you what, dude. I like Josh Jacobs against that Dolphins defense. I don't know what you guys.
Yeah, start them both.
Right now.
Start them both. Kieran Williams and Josh Jacobs.
Yeah.
St. Brown or CD this week. If you have Amon-Ra St. Brown, you're starting him no matter what. Sorry.
He's questionable.
Yeah, but he practiced today.
Okay.
And he practiced yesterday. Sounds like he's going to play.
Getting that man to sit down.
So Colts or Chiefs defense this week. I think the Chiefs, or excuse me, I think the Chiefs going against the Raiders in a holiday retribution game
Right.
with Aiden O'Connell at quarterback. I think I'm gonna go with the Chiefs on that one. You're with me?
Okay. Yeah.
Go with Kamara, Kieran Williams, Evans, Jacobs over Jetta. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Justin Jefferson's been weird lately, but he's also poised for one of those big games. He's due for those. So I don't know, Raider Nation. You might just be focusing too hard on the running backs is all. Burrow or Mahomes this week? Joe Burrow. What do you think?
Yeah, Burrow.
Let's pick. I sidetracked. Let's pick that Dallas game while we're over here before I forget. Cowboys are favored by 3.5 at home. Over under 37.5. What do you got, Uncle Sam?
I'm gonna take the Giants in this.
Yeah.
I know it sounds fucking weird.
No, it doesn't.
I'm gonna take the Giants here. I'm gonna take the Giants, and I'm gonna take the under. I think that little explosion they had last week was a fluke, but
Have you been sitting
We'll
there
take the
just
under.
looking at Sam's comment?
No, I'll go. Let me see.
I'm
I'm pretty sure he took the Giants.
Bo Nix or Justin Herbert this week? Justin Herbert, Anna. And then Goff or Geno? Oof.
Goff.
Yeah.
I like Goff this week.
Goff's due for that big
Yeah,
Thanksgiving
Due for,
performance.
Yeah.
And at some point, so the Seahawks play the Jets. And the Jets defense, they're coming off the bye finally.
Right.
It's in New York. At some point, something's got to give with the Jets, I feel like.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'll give you Goff. I think Goff's. The Lions are going to be hungry tomorrow.
Do you want Sam's pick?
Yeah, give me Sam's picks.
He's taking the Giants and the over. Tyrone Tracy anytime.
You know what? I'm going to bite on this. I'm going to take the Giants as well, very reluctantly. I'll give you one reason. The Cowboys haven't won at home. They haven't won at home.
I got a comment to make on this.
Yeah.
President Baker just checked in, by the way, checked into the chat. And he said he heard Cowboys tickets are going for $25 online. And I was like, you gotta be kidding me. It's true.
Mm-hmm. I believe it.
Yeah.
I believe it.
$25.
People would rather be with their families.
They're trying to give people this Thanksgiving Day present to come to their game.
Mm-hmm.
That's bad.
I'm going to take the Giants for the reason President Baker said. I feel like Drew Lock could give them a little bit of a spark.
I do too.
Yeah, and they just have the tools to do it, right? Like their defense can do some damage against the Cowboys offense. I think they have a good running back. I think they have Malik Neighbors.
Yeah.
So there's just a lot to like. I don't love Cooper Rush as much. And just let the Cowboys losing at home ride. Just let it ride. What do you have to lose? What else do we have in TikTok? Or excuse me. Sorry, TikTok, I will get back to you. I'm just on the YouTube right now. It's hard to moderate both for me. Just do they call it ticket winners? And then
I got one from Zach. Tyreek Hill or Jacoby Myers?
Tyreek Hill.
Tyreek Hill.
How do you guys feel? Lillian Aho wants to know, how do you guys feel about the injuries for the Lions going forward? Not great, Lillian. Let me tell you why. The Bears have had the Lions number. I don't love being without Carlton Davis, who they're not going to have Carlton Davis. They're not going to have Taylor Decker. At least I haven't checked on today's injury report. As of yesterday, it didn't sound like he was going to play. There's a chance Caleb Williams eats tomorrow. The Lions pass rush, which hasn't needed to do much since Hutchinson left, will have to be effective tomorrow. You're going to have to see Aleem and Zadarius Smith and Pascal and Reeder. You're going to have to see them do some work. I think it's going to be a big game for the linebackers. They're going to have to drop into coverage here and there. Could be a good game for Cole Kmet. I like all Bears pass catchers tomorrow. It's going to be really tricky with the injuries, but we'll get to that soon. Yeah, we're rolling here. So we're all. Are you picking the Giants, Bruce?
Might as well. Hop on the train. Because if we're going down, we're all going down together.
Yeah. So that means the Cowboys are a lock. Before we pick the Lions games, let's do some rapid fire picking through some of these things on TikTok. Kelsey or Jonnu Smith? I don't trust Kelsey much. You can trust Kelsey this weekend. I like Travis
Yeah,
Kelsey.
who eats this week?
Hurts or Burrow this week? Joe Burrow. You have Joe Burrow. You're starting him. Uncle Sam?
Right. No, I agree.
Need a wide receiver 2 and a flex. Pickens, Neighbors, Adams, or Brees Hall. It sounds like Brees Hall's injured. I would go Pickens and Neighbors. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Pick 2, Jackson Smith and Jigba, Marvin Harrison Jr., and it's moving quick. I'm sorry. Kenneth Walker and Tyrone Tracy.
Kenneth Walker and Jigma.
Yeah.
Yep. I know they're on the same team. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, for sure, Jackson Smith and Jigba. Yeah, I mean, you could make a case for Tyrone Tracy there as well. He should have a good shot against Dallas
Walker.
tomorrow. Josh Allen or Burrow? Ooh, Josh Allen's going against Niners D in the snow. Give me Burrow for the weather. Let's do
I got one. Mahomes or Caleb Williams?
Mahomes against the Raiders defense.
Mahomes.
Yeah, he needs a big one against the Raiders.
That was from Jamie.
Herbert or Knicks? If you have Justin Herbert right now, you're probably starting him. Justin Tucker or Chase McLaughlin? It's hard to trust Justin Tucker at the moment, isn't it? And they get into the red zone a lot, too. Give me Chase McLaughlin. Stafford or Jordan Love? I like the Rams. Give me Stafford this week. What do you think?
He's been wishy-washy, dude. I have him, so believe me, I know the dilemma you're going through. So I would say him this week, though.
Pain. Gabe, it depends on who the kickers are available if you should drop Justin Tucker, but Burrow or Mahomes, we're going Burrow. I think we already did that. James Cook or Tyreek in my flex. I kind of like James Cook in the snow. I think they're going to be running the hell out of the ball. Herbert or
Got one here from Zach. Baker Mayfield or Caleb Williams?
Baker Mayfield.
Baker Mayfield.
100%.
Yeah.
But I do think Caleb Williams is going to have a good game tomorrow.
What is Baker? Number 2 ranked?
He's number 4.
Number 4
and he's got
now?
a really good matchup this weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, Baker's as reliable as it gets at the moment. Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
What else do we have? Swift or Adams? I don't like either of them this week.
I like Swift more than Adams.
Against the Lions' run defense, they don't really give up a lot in the defensive backfield. Yeah, I mean, Swift. If you have Devontae Adams, I feel bad for you. It's tough. You're probably not starting him until he gives you a reason to start him, which sucks because you drafted him probably in the top 40.
Is this Swift's return game?
No, he played last week.
The Lions.
Returning
first time at Ford Field, yeah.
Or no, he was with Philly when they played here last year, no?
They didn't play Philly here last year. That was 2 years ago.
That's
That
2
was
years
2
ago?
years ago.
Yeah, and he was still here 2 years ago. It was him and
So no, this is his return game.
yeah, Swift's first game back at Ford Field. Okay.
Would you start Bucky Irvin over Tyrone Tracy?
Yes. Bucky Irving is going to have a
Yes.
monster game on Sunday. Okay, let's circle back and why don't we pick the Lions game and then why don't we give away some tickets? How does that sound?
Sounds good.
The Lions are hosting their annual Thanksgiving Day Classic tomorrow at Ford Field, 12:30 p.m. CBS as usual. Somehow they're favored by 9.5. Well, I shouldn't say somehow. It makes sense that they're favored by this much. They're favored by 9.5 points, which is a lot to me. I can't remember the last time they were probably favored by this much on Thanksgiving. The over-under is 48.5. Bruce, why don't you read us Sam's picks first?
Sam doesn't have his pick for this game, does he?
Sam, why don't you give us your picks in the chat while Uncle Sam gives his? Go ahead.
He said, "Lotta go."
No, goo. A lot of goo.
Oh.
That's
Goo,
you.
dumbass.
Lotta goo.
Anyway, I'm going to take the Lions, and I'm going to take the over in this game. I feel they're going to put some points up.
Do you think the Lions can cover the 9.5?
No. I think it'll be closer than that.
Do you have any props that you like?
I do, actually. I have my go-to, my David Montgomery anytime touchdown.
David Montgomery anytime.
That's it.
Sam, we're waiting for yours. Bruce, you want to pick it?
I'm going to take the Lions in the over.
Lions in the over for Bruce. My guess is Sam will take the Lions. My guess is Sam will take the over. My guess is Sam might even take the Lions to cover. You know me. I think tomorrow's going to actually be very tough. I've said it 100 times at this point. The Campbell Lions, their kryptonite has been whatever Matt Eberflus does defensively. I think tomorrow is not a cakewalk. I think it's going to be very tricky. Caleb Williams has been outstanding the last 2 weeks. He's getting a depleted Lions secondary. For the Lions to win, they're going to have to do two things. Number one, they're going to have to win the turnover battle, which they've done for the most part this year. And then the one game that they didn't win the turnover battle, they still ended up winning the game. Number two, they're going to really have to run the ball effectively, and I think they will. The Bears defense gives up a lot of points in the red zone to running backs. What better time to go against Sonic and Knuckles? I think this is a big game for Jahmyr Gibbs. I think it's a big game for David Montgomery against his former team again. David Montgomery is cognizant of playing the Bears. He's mindful when he's playing the Bears of what's going on. And I just think that the Lions, something's got to give at some point. They've lost this game. How many straight times? 7 straight years they've lost this game. They know that there's pressure on them with the Eagles lurking. They know there's pressure on them with the Vikings and Packers right behind them. The Lions know that this isn't a gimme, but it's one of the lighter games left on their schedule. I think Aaron Glenn feasts on the rookie quarterback, and I think they're going to draw some good schemes up and some good looks up to throw Caleb Williams into a loop. I think it's a big game for the running backs. I think Goff does a good job of protecting the football. Give me the Lions to win. I do like the over. There's going to be some points in this game. That 9.5 scares the hell out of me, though, for the Bears. I could see them covering it at the end. I know the Lions have been pumping teams and covering their number every week. I think the Bears are going to cover the 9.5. I think that's just too many points. It's going to happen towards the end, maybe, but don't be shocked if the Lions are in a dogfight. Don't be shocked if they lose. I mean, it's a divisional game. They play these games for a reason. And Chicago's had their number. Even if it's been a down year, even if they fire their coach, it's going to be tricky tomorrow. It's not going to be a cakewalk, but I do think that we're ultimately celebrating tomorrow for the first time in a long time. Definitely for the first time in the Dan Campbell era. And give me the Lions, which makes me think that it's time to give away some tickets. What do we think?
Well, I mean, I don't know. Listen, we're going to talk real quick about Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
Let's see that real quick.
Yeah.
Let's talk about him and signing today.
Where did he sign?
Minnesota.
Yeah. The two teams he was down to were the Raiders and the Vikings, and it sounded like Kevin O'Connell what's his name? Is it Kevin O'Connell? I can't remember his name.
Yeah.
Had some really good things to say about Daniel Jones early in the week, and he's a guy. He was a pro football quarterback. He's nurtured quarterbacks, and I think it's a good spot for him. What do you think, Uncle Sam?
You know what? He's riding the bench. That's what he should be doing, right?
He's
now.
insurance. You have a
insurance.
backup quarterback in there already.
He's actually not even on the.
He's on the practice squad to start.
Yeah, he's on the practice squad. He's not on the team. The team right now. No, but they could bring him up. I don't see them doing that unless they get some kind of injury. Not only that, I heard something interesting was the only quarterback that is really signed next year is J.J. McCarthy.
Yeah, it's a 1-year deal for Darnold.
Right.
And
but
of course,
they officially do not even have a quarterback.
Daniel Jones is up after this season too, by the way. So they could be, it's you need insurance with the rookie quarterback coming back next year. So you need one of these two guys to come back, and Darnold might ask for more money or go to another team where he could be a starter, whatever. There's a lot at stake here, but I think it's a good little get, and good luck to Daniel Jones. It's been a tough few weeks. He's handled it really well. It's really been a tough few years.
He's been a pretty good pro about it. I'll tell you what, he could have bashed them bad if he wanted to, especially Brian Daboll. He could have really threw the dirt on him and didn't do that. It tells you what kind of guy he is.
Yeah.
Not only that, I heard an interview with Rex Ryan was really letting ownership of the Giants hear about it, about the way they treated him.
As he should. what do you say we give away some tickets?
No.
We have one more pair for tomorrow, and Sam has phoned in randomly from the plane, and he picked one of you. Myra Fernandez, are you still there? If you're there, leave a comment, Myra. You're the winner for tomorrow's tickets. DM us on Instagram at tippedballs and send your email. Send your email and your name, and Sam will mail you the tickets when he lands. Congratulations, Myra. We saw you in the chat the other day, Sam said, and on top of that, you've been going off today. So you have 2 tickets for the Thanksgiving Day Classic at Ford Field. Please comment, though. I hope you're still there so we can... Yep, there she is. There she is, Myra. Yeah, she's there. Myra, you have the Instagram, right? Please comment if you do. It's at tipballs. DM. Sam will answer it, and then you're going to the game tomorrow. Congratulations. Thanks for following us. Please tell your friends. Send it to your friends. Send it to your family. Please follow us. We've seen you the last couple days, and we appreciate you chiming in. She's very excited. She said she manifested it all day. Who are you bringing to the game, Myra? Tell us in the chat.
Who are you taking to the game?
Who are you bringing to the game with you? Please tell us. We want to know. Tell us your story. We love to hear all you guys' stories. And we're not done giving away tickets. We're going to continue to give away more tickets the rest of the year. Follow us on TikTok at Tipballs. Follow us on Instagram at Tipballs. YouTube. Make sure to subscribe. Ring the bell. We're on X. We're on Twitter. We'll interact with you. We like interacting with you guys. We're from Detroit. Like I said the other day, this is a video diary of the Lions' dream season. If God forbid, if they actually make it as far as we all hope they will, like you have a log of us talking about the Lions all year.
Yeah.
So join us in the chat. And Myra, we know you follow us. DM us on Instagram, and Sam will get you the tickets. You guys have anything to add?
No, tell her congratulations. Have a good time.
She can hear you.
Have a good time. It'll be something to see, especially if they win, hopefully.
F Jacqueline 99. We will Sam will get to you. I've taken a picture of your handle just to be sure that Sam sends them to you. I promise. And then make sure you send us pictures at the game too so we can post them. We'll post them in the story.
Yes, please. If you could take a little video and send it for us too.
I have 3 boyfriends, and if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't even watch football. Oh, I have 3 boys.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I hope you mean you have 3 friends that are boys.
Three sons and not 3 boyfriends. Otherwise, you can meet Bruce at the game, and he could be the 4th.
Are they? Wait, do you have 3 3 actual? Are they 3 kids, or you have 3 friends that are boys?
No, I think she has three sons.
Yeah. That's exciting. Good for you. And we're gonna give away more tickets, so please stay tuned. We'll be back. Everyone have a happy Thanksgiving. Have a safe Thanksgiving. Whatever you're doing tomorrow, please be careful. Be patient. A lot of people this time of year, like, they can use the day off. I'm one of those people. Sometimes just having a work day off is great. It's good for your mental health. It's good for everything. So please be mindful, be kind to everybody, and be thankful. We have a lot to be thankful for around here. 2025 shaping up to be a very good year. And let's bring out 2024 with a bang. And it starts with Thanksgiving. It starts with a Lions win tomorrow. How about that? That's what it starts with.
We need it.
Yeah, she said no.
She has 3 guys that are my friends. Well, you're the bell of the ball. You're the bell of the ball tomorrow.
You're about to have a 4th. It's going to be Bruce. Next week, by the way, our giveaway will be the one and only, the date with Bruce, the Tuggernut. Some lucky lady is going to win a date, or gentleman will win a date with Bruce.
Whoa. Don't swing that way.
All right.
Thank you for listening, guys. We will see you. I think Sam and I are coming back Friday to pick the rest of the slate. We're going to pick the Sunday games. So we'll be there then. I think we're all picking the Chiefs on Friday, right? Is that safe to say? Chiefs are at home on Friday.
You know what? I'm taking the Raiders.
Okay, we'll put it down.
Uncle Sam's taking the
Uncle
Raiders.
Sam's taking the Raiders. Sam, Bruce, and myself are all taking the Chiefs for the Friday matinee game, the Black Friday game on Amazon.
I was about to say something. Go ahead.
Thank you for listening again, everyone. Have a safe holiday. We will see you on Friday. God bless.